Hey, how's it going, everybody? Tolbert here, coming at you for a video for May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Very lame Star Wars reference, but whatever. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend, that you got some good productive stuff done. I got a new TV and mounted it on the wall. So now I've got another TV that I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll figure that out. Um, I got two TVs in a bedroom. Uh, yeah, luxurious. That's the lifestyle that I lead. So, updates for you. I have a faculty meeting on Monday. And so hopefully I'll get some more information about grading and what WSFCS wants to do with grading and so on and so forth. And I can get that information to you guys on Tuesday. We'll also have meetings, Teams meetings on Tuesday at the same times that we did last week, which is 10:30 for first period, 11 for second period, and 11:30 for fourth period. And that'll be just a general update. Feel free to join us. I've got everything posted for this week, which is May 4th through May 8th. We do have another flex day coming up on Friday. Whoops, I need to change the date from the 1st to the 8th. I'll have that updated, but all the assignments are here. Feel free to get caught up and ahead as much as you would like. Just to go ahead and jump in, we are in Unit 9 out of 11 units, and unit 11 is like 2 days long. So we're getting close to the end. And really, what this is all about is World War II and the changes that come around the world from World War II. So you can't talk about World War II, guys, without first mentioning the Great Depression. Um, I've heard a lot of stuff with COVID and everything else of this might have that COVID might have the biggest effect on the economy since the Great Depression, and truly that's a possibility. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it plays out. But let's get a little bit of an idea of what this economic crash is and what all it meant. Um, no, it won't let me. That works. So the Great Depression, guys, didn't happen in one day. It's like, when we were talking about World War One, we had the long range causes and then we had the short range causes. There were a ton of long range causes, and these are those that led to the beginning of the Great Depression. And guys, the Great Depression is something that a lot of people think. Sorry, I gotta get. She was out by the kitchen table, and now she wanted back in. Um, so there were a lot of long range causes. There was one short range cause. Oh, I know what I was saying. Um, a lot of people think that it just happened in the United States, but no, the Great Depression was worldwide. Um, there were a lot of things that caused it. Do not. Now she wants to go back outside, but she's in here and I shut the door again. Make up your mind. If you can open the door, you can go out. She's trying really hard. All right, guys. So here are the four causes that started it around the world. And that's number one, an uneven distribution of income. And basically, what that means is you got really, really rich people and really, really poor people, and that is not a good balance to have. The really, really rich people tend to take advantage of the really, really poor people, and the really, really poor people stay. Hey, she's opening the door. The really, really poor people are basically stuck being very, very poor, and there's no way in which they can get up. How we've battled back against that today is the development of a middle class. People that are somewhere in the middle that end up paying a large amount of taxes and other things. But still, like here's the situation with COVID. This is a comparison that we can make here. They sent out a check for $1,200 to every adult who paid taxes in the United States, which is nice. I definitely enjoyed getting the $1,200 check. It bought me that TV. Um, and I've got another, I don't know, $900 that I can put in my savings account and save for later. But the thing is, I've got a job and I don't necessarily need it. They came up with that $1,200 based on what minimum wage is for 2 weeks. And guys, $1,200 isn't going to buy much. $1,200 will barely pay all my bills for a month, barely. Um, which is kind of a crazy thing. And that's supposed to last us for 6 or 7 weeks, and that's that idea of the very rich and the very poor, and a lot of people becoming unemployed and everything else. Number two, the ease of credit. Basically, they were giving people credit that didn't necessarily need credit, and this comes into play with stuff like credit cards and things like that. Um, Everybody has a credit number. That's the commercial is uh, the creditreport.com baby commercial. I can't remember the jingle right now in my head, but credit is your ability to buy stuff. I have my car on credit. It's a brand new car. I'm making payments every month. Um, but I didn't have the money to go out and just buy a car. A lot of people get houses on credit and so on and so forth. I'm a teacher. I make $45,000 a year. My car's worth 20,000. I didn't get a car that's worth $100,000 because that would be ridiculous. I can't afford that car and I can't pay for that car. I got one that was in my realm of purchasing. If I were to go out and buy a house right now, I would probably try to stay around $150,000 for a house. I can't afford a $1.3 million home. But back in between World War I and World War II, they were giving credit to everybody for everything, and those people couldn't always pay back their loans. Number three, the Treaty of Versailles. It sucked. It really did. Basically because countries weren't talking with one another. Everybody was doing that other big long I word we were talking about last week of isolationism. Everybody was isolating themselves. They were worried about their own problems and not other people's when literally everybody was having the same problem. Had they worked together, they could have stopped the Great Depression sooner, but everybody was only worried about themselves. And so people stopped trading, or they had very unbalanced trade where they only traded with one particular country and things like that, and then mechanization to a smaller point. But really, I know it has effects on Americans because I wanted to talk about that and then compare it to other things. A lot of people were unemployed. 25% of the American workforce was unemployed. It's very important to understand exactly what unemployment means. Unemployment means that you do not have a job, but you're actively looking for a job. This is the point in which I usually talk about cousin Craig. It seems like most people have a cousin Craig or an Uncle Craig, and I just made up a name, who sleeps in their parents' basement, has no job, and eats like cheese puffs on the couch all day while playing Xbox, um, which is, probably not similar to a lot of your lifestyles right now while we're e-learning. But cousin Craig doesn't count in unemployment because cousin Craig isn't trying to get a job. You guys don't count in unemployment because you're students. You don't have a job, and you might be looking for a job, but right now your job number one priority is going to school and learning and everything else. In the United States, one out of every four people did not have a job, and that was rough. In Germany, where the Treaty of Versailles was really in place, it was actually 52%, more than one out of every two people. And if people don't have jobs, guys, that's going to even push that uneven distribution of wealth even further, where you're really, really rich, stay rich, but your poor gets larger, 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 and further away. The most recent statistic that I've seen is we have 24 million Americans who are now filing for unemployment because they are laid off temporarily for COVID. That these numbers could continue to go up, so it'll be interesting to see the effects that that has. That's really all we need to get for the Great Depression. We'll talk about how that parlays into um, a world war coming up soon. Just to show you the assignment real quick, document analysis. I've got three documents that revolve around World War One and the Great Depression, so that you can kind of compare them. There's three things that I want you to do. You can make these tick marks below each one of the docs. They're all images, nothing crazy that I want you to read. What I'd like for you guys to do is do file, make a copy, get rid of copy of, and put your name. Say okay. Do not share it with me, please. You're going to give it to me in PowerSchool. Please do not share it with my email. Once you get that copy opened up, it'll be exactly the same thing. And there's three things to do. I want you to describe what's going on in the picture. Don't leave out any obvious detail. Just stream of conscious. Type out exactly what you see. Number two, describe what you think the symbolism of the document is. Why would they make it? Symbolism is whenever, like, for example, now that Doc 1 is loaded, there's a lot of symbolism there because they got a dude being held by a fist, and it looks like there's 4 other people shoving something down their throat. Why is that symbolism there, right? Obviously, nobody picked up a human being and then force fed them a spoon down their throat. So why is that symbolism being used? And number 3, make a prediction of how that image or what's going on will be important information as we're moving into Unit 8. So document 1 is a political cartoon. Document 2 is a photograph. Once it decides to load, oh, it pushed it down here on the next page. Um, and then document 3 is another political cartoon. All right. If you need anything, hit me up in your mind. Hit me up via email. And I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. See you guys later.